First and foremost, I must say greetings in the name of His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Selassie I, as Royal Queen Empress Wazir Menin Aspa. Give thanks. We're giving them thanks. Well, growing up, my father from Sanguinity, that's in the parish of Clarendon. So I born in Kingston, Jamaica, But at the age of 4 going to 5, I moved to Clarendon. That's where my father from. Through the political fiction, I know them time they work for gunshot bus. I think them time they live at Franklin Town. So we used to always under the bed. That's how my parents tell me, because I don't really have much memory of it. So work for gunshot used to bus. So my father come from Clarendon, so he get frightened, So we say we go country, Clarendon, go grow. So my father as a farmer, come from a farming family, farming community. So everything you see on the farm, like banana planting, dashing. We used to raise animal goats. So we grew up where we have our own goat. There's three brothers of us at the time. So each of us used to have our own goat. And we used to raise chicken. So every morning before we go to school, we used to get up and feed the chicken them. And when they have egg, we used to, the whole works and things. So, coffee, at the time my father was a coffee farmer too. So we used to pick coffee from the tree. And every now and again, the bus used to come at the truck. And we have, they could black pan them, the cart, what do they call them thing now? A bucket, like a big rectangular bucket. We used to fill the coffee and the truck used to come and, lychee. All the different type of fruits, growing on them type of climate was there. So we grew up, father loved farming, so we grew up, I love farming too. And on the front part of the farm, we have a shop and a bar. Like a small grocery shop and a bar on the side. So through them shop and bar, we learn to calculate good from our youth. So our father always say, use the head when you calculate. So when somebody come to the shop, instead of use the machine or the calculator, you should force if you think over calculate. So that will help in the future, It was an humble life, going on the farm. We grew up in a community where it's real like a village. You couldn't pass somebody without saying good morning, good evening, good afternoon. You couldn't whistle in front of big people. We grew up with a whole of love. Both my parents are very stern, especially my mom is like a soldier. Like Imhotep, she's very stern. Aggressive stern, but my father humble stern. More like me. Although I have some of my mother traits, but that was life for me growing up. Yeah, country life, climbing on the river, climbing trees, we walk barefoot. So we grew up, we used to go barefoot out of school, early stage, some parts. It was like normal. It was nothing to us, Yeah, so that was my early life growing up in the country. Well, through the sound system, them now, as I say, the question they ask, sound system, through you only have a shop and a bar. Sometimes you bring more people to the business. Different songs. I don't remember the name of the songs. Sometimes I lick a youth. But every month, every now and again, the father used to keep dance. So we love music from them time. We was fascinated about seeing the selector and the different songs, how people react to music. And sometimes them time we used to get the chance to stay up late and watch a crowd, and the vibe is nice. So from them time we love music, but we never know we're going to be a singer. Just love music and love to hear different types of music, not just reggae or dancehall, but different type of music.
So tell me about your time as Bounty Junior.
Bounty Junior. Bounty Junior now, we leave from Clarendon because my mother and father got divorced. So my mother said, you can't stay in the country, I have to come to town. So we go to town now, go Waterford Primary School, then from Waterford Primary School to Independent City All-Age School, then from Independent City All-Age School to St. Andrew Technical High Schools. So when we go stats now, we used to patronize. As time go by, as a little youth, my love for music grow. Like, I try, before we reach to answer your question directly, it's like, Waterford Primary School, I can remember we used to be like a drummer, but drummer in classroom on the desk. We used to make them wicked with my hands, Yeah, so I used to have it in Raymond Brown. He used to DJ, so every time I DJ, I play the drum. So with a more like musically, but more I beat the desk and the vibes and everybody surround me, and you to DJ. And then when we go stats now, we used to have a youth named Legend. He was the first youth we said DJ at school. Kind of bad boy too, gangster youth, but me and him the close. And him didn't leave the school because he get expelled. Him pass away now, may him soul rest in peace, But when him leave the school, me feel like obligated to continue when him left off. So me start DJ, but the first thing I could do, imitate Bounty Killer. So every Bounty Killer song used to come on radio. At the time, we used to catch them and go back to school and sing them. But because of that now, we get the name Bounty Junior. So that's how the Bounty Junior things come out, you know? Through imitating Bounty Killer, you know, everybody starts to call me Bounty Junior. You know, we used to sing all of the most popular Bounty Killer, whether the gunman sang them or the culture sang them. We used to know them because we never know the power of words and things. We just sing song because Bounty was a popular artist. I love Bounty Killer from them time, so that's how we get the name.
Please tell me what you studied at Stats and why you believe so many Stats alumni students become internationally known entertainers.
Stats. We do engineering, mechanical engineering stats. So we used to study engineering like welding and deal with metal. So that was my special area in stats, you know. We used to like could do welding, operate the lathe machine, like we cannot make anything out of metal, nuts, but even gun we could make, you know. Anything out of metal, we can make it, you know. So we go to school and do that at stats, you know. So stats is a technical high school, you know. So when you go to technical high school, you have to learn a trade, whether you do electrical or engineering or technical drawing or architect or whatever field you like. But for some reason, I stick to the metal work. Because I love the metal at the time. So we do metal work and we do about 3 years I do that because we end up get kicked from stats because we get in a fight. Because you know, them tell me when my name Bounty Junior, we are sing it and I live it too, you know, so we kind of rough. Most people might not know this about me in the music, you know, but before, the Warrior King, we kind of rough, you know, we have a rough side to me. So like, you know, so we kind of rough and we are sing them songs and we do metal work. But see, stats is like a different energy. See, stats come like, I don't know. Remember going to stats, it's like a whole different community by itself, you know, Greenwich Farm, they're right next door to stats. So Steve Alley Garden, they're right down on Spanish Town Road, Rose Town, the Cross Road. So it's like a type of energy in a stats, like a community by itself. So everybody just wants to be great from stats. I think that's one of the reasons why so much great people come from stats, you know. If you notice most turbulence, loot and fire, just to name a few, Mega Bantan, Sanchez, a whole heap of great artists, and many more in the archive. Enough great artists come from Sizzla Technical High School. But it's a school that just have a type of vibes, and energy that you just want to be great, you know? You know, we don't know how to explain it better than that.
So after you got kicked from Stats, what you ended up doing after that?
I ended up going to Kingston Technical High School at up on Hanover Street, a school where Motor used to go, you know? So I did 1 year, you know, because when we get kicked from Stats, I was a prefect. So, you know, all of my school years through Stats, I was a class monitor because we get a very good education, I'm not going to tell a lie. You know, get a good education. I was a brilliant student, but still, you know, through a dancehall artist and them time I was a DJ. It wasn't like I'm a sing J now, you know. So you know, you get caught up in the wrong crowd sometime and peer pressure make you want to prove certain things, even though deep in your heart and really, you know, that type of person. So we get kicked from Stats and work Kingston Technical High School. We do 1 year there. You know, we still do the engineering same way. Do the metal work, you know. So that's what happened after Stats.
So can you tell us a story of how Frisco Kid gave you the name Warrior King?
All right. Fresh with my former manager. He was very good friends with Frisco Kid. And I can remember when I come as a young artist, one thing he tell me, what I always remember, he want to carry on other artists, make me know say artists are normal human beings like anybody else. So the first artist he bring me around at the time, I think we go around Frisco Kid in the late 90s, 98, 99, within that time, I think within that time, within 97 to 99, we were on Frisco Kid. But every time I go around, when I was around Frisco Kid at that time, my name was Junior King. Kind of changed from Bounty Junior to Junior Kid, and I bring the name Steady Ranks from Bull Bay, saying not a kid anymore, so they call me Junior King. And from Junior King, Frisco Kid would win around Frisco Kid. Every time Frisco Kid see me, he couldn't remember the Junior King name, so he just say, Wagwan Warrior. And true, we already have the King, so everybody just start to call me Warrior King. So from them time, the name Warrior King stuck on me, you know. But you know, in my meditation and my Irish, names are given to you, even though somebody might just keep it on a fun or style, but me know it's a true divine intervention and true divine way you get the name, you know. Because I remember I grew up in the Jehovah's Witness church, and one of the songs I used to sing was a song called Warrior King, and I hymnal, I always remember the song there. And then I get the name Warrior King, and I know Christ was a Warrior King, and His Majesty is a Warrior King, a priest a Warrior King, you know. So I'm the same thing. Yeah, so first just give me the name Warrior King, but just by calling him a warrior. I mean, already was a king. with the name Junior King, so I saw the name stuck on me. So everybody started calling me Warrior King from Garbermead to Waterford, and then it spread all over the place.
So tell me about your time singing on Electric Force, Soul Signal, Super T sound systems with the Vybz Kartel crew and the lyrical talent of Vybz Kartel.
Well, Waterford, a musical community. Music, I'm Mr. Mega Bantan, Ricky General, come from, you know, awards like Beaky Bailey, you have Daddy Vic. So, you don't know, you try one the talent and you want to build your courage and learn how. You know, you start from your bedroom, in your bathroom, you go to school, and then the people in the community find out, say, yes, you're a DJ. So, remember time that I link up with a youth named Liquor Blacks. Because Junior King at the time, we start to do a door, you know, like, so sound system in the community like Soul Signal, Electric Force, Gravities. So every now and again, them a string up and play out. So we as young artists who aspire to be great, we have to practice. So any rhythm them put, any rhythm the sound system play, by the time them just let go the mic. So you know, Vybz Kartel, at the time Vybz Kartel wasn't a one person. Vybz Kartel was a group of 3 persons. So you have Adamant, who everybody knows as Vybz Kartel. You have Singer Blinger and Mr. Lee. So Vybz Kartel wasn't one person, it was 3 of them. So it was like a group thing. You have LVC in Waterford, and then you have me and Liquor Blacks and other people. You know, so we are practiced from the same sound system. So we have Vybz Kartel really, all of us come from the same school. I practice from the same sound system, Electric Force tonight, Soul Signal the other night, and we are thief out of our house because Mama is a nurse and she's strict bad. So my mother used to work the nights. When she worked the night shift, we jump through the back gate and climb the roof. And we're gone, sound system, because that's my art, you know. Even though we go to school and we do engineering and we do this, but I always say to myself, you know, education is important, but you have to have a spirit. So I do the schoolwork because I want to be an engineer, but really and truly my passion was music. And because I follow my art, regardless of what people, even parents never believe in me. Because you know, you make nice and this and that, them have, you know. So we are thief of Soul Signal, Electric Force, Gravity. Gravity they cross the field from which I used to live. Soul Signal around near the 4th road to the primary school, and Soul Signal in the community the same way. So those are the sound system I really start practice how to ride a rhythm before we even start singing from a live band. Yeah, so that's how it started.
All right, talk about the transition from being in a duo to becoming a solo artist, and how Collybud inspired you to start doing the sing J instead of DJing.
Yeah, like I would say, you have Mansasha crew, you have Skadem crew, so LVC, Vybz Kartel was a crew, so I say, all right, that's around the thing. So we link up with the youth named Liquor Blacks, so sleep on the same pathway. You know, called Persistence, I give my new name called Persistence. So me and Liquor Blacks link up and we link up and we go everywhere because at the same time we link up because we're nervous too. Because we alone we go out there, we shy, you know that. Him shy just the same. So what we do together, it give me a little courage. Even though when we're together, we're still shy, but it give me courage to push. You know, we have different competitions. Cactus. You remember Cactus nightclub? All them clubs we used to do them. Tasties. We used to go all over the place. Clarion, we go all over the place as a duo. And then the reason how the duo split is like, and this is the truth. You know, Persistence can bear with this. We used to go one time, Freshfoot, my farmer manager, he used to carry go out a mixing lab. You know mixing lab studio, right? We check Bulby. But Bulby, sometimes we check Bulby. Bulby's so busy that Bulby said come back next week. I will come back next week. He said come back the following week. But really and truly, he was very busy. You know, I record him, I mix him, I do so much things. But he always give me a good vibe still. But Liquor Blacks, who is now Persistence, get a little bit impatient. And because he get impatient now, he must say, yo, I'm going to do plumbing and but me couldn't make him, me have to focus on me still have my journey. So it end up that it caused like a split. You know, some people take it the wrong way. Some people I think will switch up or whatever, but me have to continue my journey because me I follow my calling a Rastafari and me I do it same way. I'm fresh up believing in me. But you know, we still have a Bulby. But you know, and then through going to Bulby, you know, me Mark and Heritage, when we recorded for them, and then give me a rhythm and we start record for Jazzwad and different people. You know, but I say I was a dancehall artist, and then one day, through the link of Goofy, Mr. G, we get a link on a Bobby J on a Collybud studio. So when we go Collybud studio, he might put on the rhythm about Kuya, when we see we with the fire. So we have a song for it. Because the rhythm I play and I say find something for it, because I think me a DJ in my mind. So me a DJ, the for them a watch me, yo. Them a chat, you understand? Them a love to see me fall to the ground. But them a say no, them hear my vocal. The man said, no, sir. You know, no DJ, man. And they put on a rhythm when we sing a song about Black woman, you're Jamaican, man. Empress of the man, one. And then when they hear that, when we sound at the studio, man, they said, no, that's how you're dead. So from that time till this time, a warrior king. So give thanks to Calibud. They play a very important role, you know. Most of the big songs that Calibud produced them, and you know, him really was the one who made me start singing for one chop rhythm. You know, we used to do other rhythms, dance or every type of rhythm, but him was the one to say, yo, right, I say that. And when we start singing for the rhythm, I feel very comfortable. We can express my spirituality, we can express my lyrics, and we can play with my melody, my vocal range and everything there, you know. Even though I'm not a full-fledged singer, but for some reason when I go up on the one chop, then just bring out a soulfulness out of me. So I say, all right, so I'm going to bring on the message of Rastafari to the nations of the world, you know.
Please tell us about the massive tune Virtuous Woman at such a young age and how you ended up signing a 2-album deal with VP Records.
Yeah, massive song Virtuous Woman. Well, I'm a little youth, I write that song there. I think about 17, 18 I write the song, I think. Yeah, about 18, I think I write the song. A young youth. But you see me now, most of my friends I used to hang out with was like elders, 70, 60. So as a little youth, I be a big man reasoning, so my mindset was kind of different from most youths. It's when the youth them pan Waterford, them want to go club. And I can remember one night specifically, them a drive like holiday, like I don't remember which holiday, like maybe Independence, and them a drive go and them a go club. And me a Rasta, I find out that them a go, I tell them to let me out. Because I might think that, you know. So my mindset at the time with the youth them, because at the time a company I keep was like a big man. So Marcus Garvey speech, because I know the song, no real man can live without a woman. If you read the philosophies and opinion of Marcus Garvey, the first few pages is Marcus Garvey words. He said, no real man can live without a woman, like night to day. And we take that line and create the song, you know. Well, we used to, as a youth, we used to kind of wonder why them always blame women for all the ill of the world, you know. So we used to question it. We see man a cuss woman, say woman a this and woman a that. And at the end of the day, when you see the man at night, he might curl up with a woman and love up with a woman. So I said, no, you know. I studied the whole thing and I read the proverb that say, who can find a virtuous woman because our price is far above rubies. And then we go find Haile Selassie the first, you know. Him call me and we find him because we search, we seek, you find. And we find out His Majesty was the first Ethiopian emperor that was crowned with his wife at the same time. Previous before that, like, the woman would be crowned like a day after, 3 days after, a week after, but His Majesty was crowned with his wife and Aspa wasn't his son. So when we check all of that now, and the whole inspiration, because that song there, it's like His Majesty sent that song, I write it on the table of my heart. And that's how the song come, massive, all over the world. Song mash up the place, phone a ring, guess who's up on the line? Christian. Let me say, the song mash up the place already, you know. Christian come on my phone. I remember driving, every time I drive, I think I was driving a Lancer vehicle. I'm calling up on my phone, and I say I'm interested for do some work with me. And excited, because we are youth to come, at the time we never understand the music business. We're so up into the excitement and like, we just feel good that we work towards it, it manifests people who they doubt the way I do. Them she said, the seeds that we sow go out there and bear fruits. So we're excited when VP call, we say, yeah, things are move. You know? So I saw the link happen, and we ended up doing a 2-album deal, you know, with the Virtuous Woman, and a next album called All of It, which, to be honest, that's one of the biggest albums in reggae. Without no apology, in the Grammy thing and nothing like that. Because I tell you the truth, we made this music, up to this day, we never do an album or a song to become a Grammy hit. And that's not our thing. Most of the youth them nowadays, even the Rasta youth them nowadays, to me, everybody is like a Grammy, everything them do is like a Grammy thing. Like, when me come as Rasta and I see Rasta before me, as a reggae artist, no man not pre-about Grammy. No man not pre-about the message and the mission and the message I reach the people them. Whether the grassroots people them or people in the high society, whether the leaders or the political leaders them. That is me always a grass music, because we listen to Bob Marley and Burning Spear and Abyssinian and you know them great musicians there. So we never really focus on certain things. So VP, the song start play all over the place. People love the song. It become #1 in Jamaica. I think 13 weeks on the #1 position. Christian called me, and the rest of history. We do a 2-album deal with them, and that was it, you know?
So please tell me the issue you had with Garfield Watson that seemed to derail your career due to times you were signed to VP Records.
Them can't derail Rasta, you know? No matter how them try, them can never derail Rasta. There's no power on earth or above earth or under the earth or wherever in the sea. Them can't derail Rastafari people. As I tell you before, if them try to stop me, because the message and the music bigger than me, you know? Because when me pass and gone into the physical, the work continues. So then we will try to stop Warrior King. 20 more Warrior King will rise up, maybe with different name, but the same spirit and the same vibration. So VP Records them come and do them thing, and them contribution is important because, honestly speaking, we can't be ungrateful still. Even though there's discrepancies where we have to address to, we can't be ungrateful. VP Records play the part because they help get their mission out. You know, but sometimes you know good company, when you don't want to work with them and for them terms anymore. It's just like in a relationship and it gets sour, the woman starts talk bad boy or the man starts say the woman or this and that. You know, them think that Garfield Watson, we can't talk no bad about the virgin there because you go on. From day one, him bring me to him carry from the iBias cassette, him carry Virtuous Woman with him, that's Zion get with him to me. And honestly speaking, through me there was a dancehall artist at the time, I get in the one drop with him, I never feel with him. I him say something to me, I never forget him say, yo, try to find something for the song. And Virtuous Woman came, it was a massive hit. You understand? So even though we're not, me from my personal, I have no resentment or no bad vibes, no one. I mean, I like talk bad about anybody publicly. But at the same time, Garfield Watson came and do what he had to do. And him doing part, and maybe him just come for the period of time there. And because, I would say, your work continues. But in the one mix of thing, I tell you, so when people split sometime, then people go and talk all kind of thing and try to close certain doors with who them know, but they can't stop. So songs I can't get, we don't come and enough of the great songs come through them type of vibes there, you know? Yes. You understand where I come from?
Totally.
Them can't stop Rastafari, man. I say, the work of me, I done the mission of me, the plan bigger than me. Maybe when me pass, people overstand. Maybe true me is a simple person, because me know say the work of me is greater than me. People might not see certain things now, but down the road, 20 years, 70 years down the road, they will see what the work of me do. You know? Because you there to know, but you don't know what we do all over the place, and the people we meet and the energy we give. You know? Whether true music or even dialogue, reason, like a one-to-one. We touch people's life.
So tell me, how do you manage to stay so consistent throughout the years, knowing that in Jamaica, we're not even aware of how much work's working doing around the world?
Well, you know, I always believe in a one cocoa full basket and constant drip of water, bores all in a stone. So, one, my parents, my mother and my father, I forgive them credit because my parents strict. So I was going a certain way. And maybe through my group early stage in the country, that have a lot to do with my groundation. I know his imperial modesty. I see when you know his modesty and love his modesty and try your best to emulate his perfect ways to the best of your ability, I think them things keep me grounded. And I try to surround myself with good people who can give me tell me as it is. You know? Sometimes you have some people coming in your life for a moment and you have some people stay forever. And some people come and you learn from them, but we keep, you know, it's just, I'm telling you, me personally, it's like, I just know my purpose. And because I know my purpose, there's no point on earth that can make me detour from my path. You know, my conscience from the day I started, the message I send never changed. It's just getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And as I grow in wisdom and growing with experience, I be like a corner, I be like a tree planted by the river that can never be removed. If you even cut it down to a grow back, a root gone deep down. And when you cut off the top, it will spring back again. You know, that's me. I'm just naturally nice still, honestly speaking. Now if you ask the virgin, how long do you know me? Yeah, man, I see artists come and get hype and have one song and them walk past me. And tomorrow I see them and assist them. Because somebody learn say, you come with a one song, the road is long. Me and Sizzla in Paris, I walk up and down, nobody know it. As big as Sizzla is, we walk down on the road. But when we go to the concert, everybody know, but the normal populace don't know us. So them little thing never know say what for work for do. And we say they work bigger than us, you know?
Many of the artists that came out during your time have put out sounds other than roots and culture. what gave you the strength to stand firm and keep the music positive?
Well, keep music positive. I'm going to say, I'm a son of the Emperor, Haile Selassie I. And because I know the Emperor, I can't do nothing outside of what I'm supposed to do as an artist. Because my work is being a singer and spreading the gospel and the message. So we see enough ones come and enough people give me advice. So when I sing a certain type of song and get back a popularity and then go back and I say, no, 24/7, 365 days a year, well, I leap here and I have to just remain consistent with what I do. And I have to be a light. I have to be a light. I'm the light of the world. Rastafari is the light of the world. So me always say, I have to be a light. And sometimes you read the message on social media, and even before social media, when I meet people, I sing some places and I see people cry, and people come and give me testimony what my music do to them. You know, my mother, one of my biggest fans, my father love my music just the same. So even them, I have children, and I want to be a good father, a good example to them. So if them see them father, everywhere I go, I can sing anywhere with my children around me. I can sing anywhere to my wife, and I can sing anywhere to anybody. When we go to schools, I sing. Enough time I go to schools, I sing. And I see teachers, I brief other artists. I mean, I get a briefing. If you don't remember I brief, like, they inform me about certain things. Nobody don't have to tell me nothing, because they know, so Warrior King now go to certain things. You know, there's certain, we have a common sense, and we know, say, what is right from what is wrong, because I'm guided by my conscience. You know, so I'm sure I'm guided by my conscience. I know how to do my thing. Not saying that I'm perfect, you know, but I try my best to step on the line and represent for the people, you know? Yeah. And I'm say, you see the version that set it before me, Bob Marley, Dennis Brown, the Peter Touch, Bunny Wailer, the Wailers, them, Burning Spear, Black Uhuru, all of the greats that set it, male and female. Me personally feel like I have a responsibility to carry on that work. It's like I get a baton, I run a relay, and I have to set it for the generation to come. So that's what I do. I'm saying, you know, me, you know, not say I'm perfect again, but I'm saying I just try my best. I have a brother named Steve Henry. He come from Capburn Pen, him there overseas now. He always tell me, say, come like, you're one of the only Rastas, like, he say, every time you see me, he might vision me, see me like, I go through the desert, and a beer desert storm, and me alone at all the red, gold, and green flag. So, you know, I'm enough time I hear people discouraged, sometimes read on the social media, you know, and YouTube, people discouraged because of the behavior of some of us who say we're Rastafari, you know, how deal woman, how deal with this, how deal with that, how deal with the music, and the way we behavior pattern, people get discouraged. So I say to myself, if I'm me alone, I have to try, for be an example. I say try because I'm telling you I'm not perfect, but I try my best. I'm an individual. I'm an artist, and anybody can test this. If you see me on the road, if I do something wrong and you correct me, I'm not going to frown, I even love you more. Because I say sometimes we say some things were not right, and somebody correct you, and you know, nothing wrong with that, you know? Yeah. My relationship with Sizzla, one of my favorite artists, if not one of my favorite artists of all time. First encounter with Sizzla was in a vision before we meet him physically, because the first time I see his modesty, in my vision, Sizzla was there, and I will tell it, and I never said this publicly, it's like, that before we get the break, you know. Before we get the break, I'm a young youth, man, I'm in my teens. But you know, I hear Sizzla because a youth named Mark, from Waterford. Him soul rest in peace, him passed away recently through violent passing, very violent. You know, good brethren of mine, mentor too. And remember one time, me get a vision with Sizzla. First time I see his modesty in a vision, and it's like we're in a forest. We're in a forest place, like, you know, but the forest is just unique. The trees, it's just unique, you know, and his modesty there in front of me on the throne. I made him stand up. But I'm going to tell you the truth, all the time, his modesty in front of me. I don't remember what he said to me at the time, but me and Sizzla stand up side by side, like so. I don't remember, like me up on this side, I'm up on that side, yeah. I don't remember how it go. And like, all within front of his modesty, all I said in my mind, I love to see Sizzla with him turban. No, even though we didn't front of his modesty, because them time the Sizzla never used to take off him turban at the time, you know. So I said, I love to see, you know, I love to see him with the turban. And tell you the honest truth, him take off him turban, him never have no ear upon him head. Not even a strand of ear. Remember that? It's like his modesty take off, we have to remove, through in front of the king, we have to remove attire, everything we have, and just, you know, barefooted. I never have no ear upon him head, so that's the first encounter we see Sizzla. And then when we used to go Bubble Hill, Because I say, through the Rastafari faith, my mother did kind of rough with me at the time, so we did have to leave a little bit. So we find a refuge up at Bubba Hill, we go there. And we go there one time with Mark at the time. I was see Sizzla, and Sizzla come and say, "Ma, put the shirt in your pocket. Put the shirt in it." Because you know, as a Bubba Shanty, you always have to keep your shirt in. You know, that discipline there, I miss them type of discipline amongst Rasta. You know, your shirt have to in your pants, especially when you hold a Bubba Shanty order. You know? So, that was the next encounter I see that down. Music now, we go up we have a birthday party for Augustown. I'll go for Augustown, we have a virgin them. I'll go up there and the vibes are there, and you know, them time them start singing some different type of song. Little bit after I get the vision, you know, and people kind of surprised, you know. But my relationship with him is a very nice youth, very intelligent youth, same way. When me around him, I never get a bad vibes from him. He treat me, to be honest, out of most of the artists, my colleagues, I think him show me the most love, you know. You know, sometimes he's not a man who like the crowd, so sometimes you know, go amongst him because of that. But anytime we link up, it's always a beautiful vibes, you know? Always. So I can't tell you, me personally, you know, sometimes I feel like Caesar maybe put on a facade to kind of protect himself. But when me see him, I watch documentary for hours with him, when him drive up and down in the same vehicle, and me can tell him my personal experience with him is very nice person, very wonderful person. You know, I'm telling you, one of the artists I love a lot. Yeah, love his music. You know, but sometimes when we see him in public now with the whole crowd, it's a different Sizzla, I say. That's just me. Sizzla is when we see Sizzla with me and my reason, like one-to-one, it's a different Sizzla than what we see in public. But me, I say to myself, maybe through, you know, the Babylonian system, you kind of have to protect yourself, so maybe you just use that as a protection, you know, that way there. But, you know, misunderstand, I don't know, you know, but I must say my personal views about him is very powerful, Bridget, you know, very powerful. But I still feel like him can be more disciplined. Yeah, but I said publicly, so if you watch an interview now, we still feel like he can be more disciplined because a lot of people look up to him, a lot of people inspired by him, even myself. So I think he can be more disciplined as a Rastafari still, but my personal rapport with him, he's a wonderful person. I know his mother, I meet some of his brothers and sisters, he's a very wonderful person, you know? Yeah, so that's the vibe I have with Sizzla. I always try to show him love and him earth strong them. So more time we link up with August stuff. But I'm saying I love the crowd, and sometimes the energy sometimes on him, some of the people them not right too, you know. That to me, sometimes that's why sometimes I stay away sometimes, but you know, a good budget.
So why did all your friends and family think Nurse Boy got crazy when started to start up the faith?
Because Nurse Boy, when I go to school, them say he's a hot boy like Jesse and but you know, when you get called a Rastafari, you know, it's like you just want to let everything. Everything where you say you have to do like Babylon system, everything you have to do European. You know, at the time, you know, even before you get the knowledge of the world fullness, you just want to let go everything. You stop eat everything, so them time them lose weight drastically. Because I used to play rugby, I'm a rugby star, you know. I'm a rugby player, I'm a footballer. You know, I'm very athletic. You understand? And certain things we just cut and clear. You know, you go, when you know when you set up Rastafari in the beginning, you understand where I come from? It's like that discipline there, not even the Bible you want to do with at that point there, until you start learn what His Majesty said. But you want to like everything, lose weight and stop do certain things, them can't go to certain place and just strictly study like crazy. And people always say from me, oh stop. I live at Waterford, you know them house are close, so I always from oh stop I keep my Sabbath. Always from my oh stop, you know. Always have a book I read. Some people think I'm crazy. You know, my type of songs when I sing. I left from Waterford as a youth. Told me love His Majesty. I left from Waterford and go everywhere I know Rastafari is gathered. Whether you're Bobo Chanty, 12 Child, True Brother followed. My virgin named Brother followed. You know, one of the virgin was first argument, documents, speeches of His Majesty and some interviews and different documents to read. Enough respect to Brother followed. Them time them not even have locks, but he's a man well versed in the doctrine. Now him lack style now. But we have moved a certain way, so most of my friends them true them use to me as a road boy and girls man and thing, and them say me stop that, me stop woman and me lock off woman for quite a while. Cause me say me I build myself and you know, it's all the vibes and so a lot of people say me crazy. Nurse boy, cause my mother is a nurse. well respected in Waterford. She worked at Waterford Health Center at the time. She retired now. And people, maybe they expect me to become a doctor. Because I say I get a good education. I have a good educational background from my parents. So when they start move away and look, stop comb my ear and stop eat certain things and stop wear certain brands and certain brands will stop. You know them way there. So everybody think we're crazy. The way I sing every minute. While you're the madman there come. Everybody when them see up now, but as soon as they move, everybody start talk. Sometimes my ears so good, through the music. You may even walk going on the party, you can hear them whisper. The boy get mad upon a good nurse boy. You understand? Yes, I'm going to go through the phase there. Even family members say that. But sometimes you don't watch that because the same mouth to criticize you, today the same mouth to praise you. So me just focus on my journey up to today,
I know a lot of other Rastafaris in their journey, when sighting Selassie, they tend to go to the mountains and just be off the grid.
We go through that phase. We go through that phase. Because I tell you, say, mother run me out of the house. She said she on a Rasta. I can remember one day, we come home. Every time I go to National Tool and Engineering Institute, because I'm further with engineering, I do my diploma in it. And we come home one day, I will show my mother as a witness, she's a Jehovah's Witness. We can remember one day specifically, when we come home, we step through the door, I will be looking at in the living room, I be a Jehovah's Witness there. Everybody come to convert me. And I sit down, and I ask questions, I tell them my views about things, But them time when I do the Bible and all certain things, so them time there, so me kind of have an angry spirit. I say, oh, my mother, you understand? Them I try to convert me. I say, what do I do? I'm a Rastafari, I praise me. I listen to the first man do it. So after a while, my mother never took like the vibes because she had to think about her reputation as a nurse and things. So we have to leave and go St. Mary up in the hills with Uncle Sherman because we have an uncle here, Rasta. So we go up in the hills now. Anything with my uncle do, if I cut people grass, we did I cut grass with them. We plant. We have about 10 acres of land we have up in the hills, we call it Mount Zion. I don't remember the name, I think of Mount Zion, because we have planted beer herb, 10 acres worth of herb. So, them time we carry manure up our head, bag of manure up a steep hill. All them things we do before we get the break, so all that stuff,
How did you become a student of Mortimer Planno?
Mortimer Planno, yes, Mortimer Planno, great Mortimer Planno. You see the love of me for Haile Selassie the First? When we watch the documentaries, and so when his majesty come in 1966, and the plane land, and the man will go up on the step and calm down the crowd. When his majesty go back forward on the plane and him come forward and send for Mortimer Planno, I said, the man is still alive. And because of my love and passion for learning, I want to know about this man. And anybody who encounter him, if they're Jamaica, I had to find him. Till I find myself, the right time footstep almost every day. Till I find myself, I can't go everywhere I go. And I find myself, I sit down beside Mortimer Planno and people from all over the world ask the question, I sit down there and listen to everything. I find myself, if I tell me some of my deepest reasoning with my experience when I Ethiopia in 1961. I'm asking, I'm very inquisitive, so I'm asking questions. What happened 61 ago? What is man this say? I might tell me everything, because sometimes Mortimer Planno is a man who speak a lot in parables. So you have to kind of have a wisdom mind to understand him sometimes, but I'm saying with curiosity, find me among some of the greats, and some of the forefathers at the moment. So that's how I get beside Mortimer Planno and become a student at the time.
So what did he tell you about the importance of the new faculty?
The faculty of interpretation. Well, the new faculty, you must say, right, the Rastafari movement, we can remember specifically, you must say, the Rastafari nation, or the Rastafari people, we have to align ourselves with the teachings of His Majesty. Gone were the days where people used to come out of the blues and say this and say that and say this, all kind of thing. But His Majesty's speeches, I have documentaries, I have interviews. So if they really try to tell the people, tell the races, both male and female, align yourself with what His Majesty represents and stop creating your own thing. Because through the whole thing now create a separation. Some man has said this and some man has said that. And them way I said this and them way I said that. Now I'm nothing to do what His Majesty stand for. So that was the thing when we think I say, the speeches, read the autobiography, volume 1, 2, read the speeches, the testimony, read all the interviews, and watch the documentary and say His Majesty carry himself and or diplomatic when he deal with the different heads of state. So if we are Rastafari people, and we are the sons and daughters of His Majesty, we should exemplify that example. If we say His Majesty is who He is, if we see His Majesty as a physical representation of God on earth, we're supposed to follow Him in all aspects, you know. So that Mortimer Planno really that check. I have enough time asking questions about it. That's why Bob Marley sing the song, give us the teachings of His Majesty. Because there's so much different dogma and doctrines within the community of Rastafari where man create because of power struggle, you know. And, you know, so it misleads a lot of youths who want to learn about the faith. So we always tell you them, say, the new faculty of interpretation is that it have to be aligned with the teachings of His Majesty. You know, like enough speeches, His Majesty talk about color, with what until the philosophy, His Majesty talk about the Bible, His Majesty talk about every topic you think of, you can find His Majesty talk about it. Relationship, Him talk about health, Him talk about, give me a topic, every topic His Majesty touch. Diplomacy, Him talk about religion, everything, Him talk about family, because He's a family man, you know. So you know, Him talk about church and the function of the church, Him talk about education because as an emperor, he was the Minister of Education in Ethiopia for quite some time, because that was one of the key things that Him emphasized, education. As a matter of fact, I wrote a song from one of his speeches, he said, education is the key for betterment and completeness of living in this modern time. And I wrote a song called Education is the Key, just through that speech. Because me as a youth like this, we love His Majesty so much, I try to quote his speeches in my mind as much as possible. So it's like a walking book with His Majesty's speeches. You know, definitely.
So what did he say about his conversation with Selassie?
His Majesty?
Mortimer.
Yeah. In conversation with Haile Selassie, Mortimer Planno. Mortimer Planno said we're Ethiopia, you know, the delegation in 1961, because through the whole 1963 thing, no, 1961, that before the Carl Garden incident, the government wanted to research on the Rastafari community, nation. So they plan a trip to Africa, they stop a couple of African countries, but Ethiopia was one of the countries. So before he meet His Majesty, he meet with some Orthodox priests first, because you have to go through the priests before you get to talk to the emperor. And you know, the priest ask them a lot of questions, like for example, why the locks? And them start quote from the Bible, different scripture verses, why them go them locks. You know, and through some natural reasoning, you know, they start quote from Numbers 6. And different scripture verses you can find in all the scriptures. And the priest say, yes, it can be, and them ask them why them see His Majesty as how them see Him, and them start quote scripture verses. And priest them at the time, according to Mortimer Planno, say, yes, it can be interpreted that way. And then them get to talk to His Majesty, you know. But, you know, when Him tell me specifically His Majesty is who He is, and His Majesty have a lot of love for the Rastafari nation, you know. Yeah, but Him say we have to organize. That was one of the most important things. Even when His Majesty come in at 66, He say organize and centralize. So that's why Planno say we have to align with self, with the teachings. So when we align with self, with an open mind and a clear conscience, with the teachings of the emperor, we can function as a full force. Everybody do them thing. Third tribe do them thing over here. So, but see His Majesty's birthday over there, everybody do them make a thing. But you can imagine if all of us come together and do one big thing, what kind of pressure would I leave on the succeeding generation? You understand? So them thing they, you know, Planno tell me say His Majesty, him overstand the thing, and you know, develop a good relationship. That's what Planno tell me.
So what did Mortimer Planno mean when he said the Rastafari needs a new faculty of interpretation?
New faculty. You see the way we see things. I mean, what we say again, we have to align with self. You see, we interpret things based upon some man fanatical, you know. You have some Rastas are fanatics, you know. You have to that's the truth, you know. Some Rastas create all kind of story and all kind of dogma. Come hear some crazy stories and nothing go so. And because of that from them whole story them create. You understand what I'm saying? Them create them one thing, and from that mindset, them create a whole movement and people follow them. And then whenever you start do the same thing. But you see, for example, it's man, it's a speech until the philosophy, which was one race superior, one inferior, is finally credited. You understand? Until the philosophy, which was one race superior and another inferior, is finally and permanently discredited and abandoned. Until the color of a man's skin is have no more significance than the color of his eyes. That's a little speech I use, you know. So you see the black supremacy thing and the white supremacy thing, that get knocked this, you know. So you can't need black supremacy and you can't need white supremacy. Even though we know that through the advent of slavery, the black man empowered themselves, but him say until the philosophy which hold one race superior and another inferior, so it's equality. You understand? So some Rastafari brethren and sisters, they despise white people. So if you really follow the teachings of His Majesty, that get liquid, you know what I mean? And that's just one speech. Him talk about the Bible. Him say we in Ethiopia one of the oldest versions of the Bible. No matter what language it is written, the word remain one and the same. It transcends all boundary of empire and all concept of race is eternal. Him have a lot of speech where he elaborate on the Bible. Say I have the highest respect for the Bible as a whole. You know, the Bible should not be cut in portions. So if the Rastafari, brethren and sisters them, align themselves with the teachings of His Majesty, you read the article, you have some brethren that say them are Rastafari, and them know one speech of His Majesty. Them can't even tell you when them born. Them can't tell you the name of my wife. Them can't tell you nothing. And them even know say Haile Selassie is a baptismal name when getting at 40 days old. So when Mortimer Planno, I said we need a new faculty of interpretation, we need to reshuffle the deck and do it the right way. Now, us the younger generation, who have all the access to the teachings and we have the videos and so forth, you know what I mean? You get what I'm saying? So that's how me there, and at that time the light will me shine because of the information that me have. You know, not saying that I know it all, I still a search, because every day I learn something new. You know, the way man have 50 wife, 50 girlfriend as a Rasta, you understand? And you know, you understand what I mean? In African tradition, cause even in the book you see it, like you read Abraham, a guy might get her pregnant, but he get permission from Sarah because she couldn't have a youth. You know, so, you know, the Rasta man fell lead the family and just build the family unit. You know, his man they have Empress Menin and then have 6 youth together. You know, she they have 4 youth before he meet His Majesty. So them little thing when you analyze, you know, the whole situation, the Rasta man and the Rasta woman is more aligned. You know, how them carry themselves. You know, or your demeanor. His Majesty speak on every topic. So when they say we need a new faculty of interpretation, it have to be in line with the teachings of His Majesty. You know, some man in line because a prophet God do this, or some man in line because that man do this, or that man do this. But the Haile Selassie is supposed to be the example to the Rastafari nation.
And also, how would it be possible, or how would it be possible for the Rastafaris to unite so there can be some sort of foundational steps, like schools, Amharic being taught in the educational system, you know, like stuff like that? How can we focus more on that to get it into our culture more?
Well, you have different mansions in the Rastafari house, right? The different leaders have to come together and sometimes, I tell the truth, my sister, sometimes I feel like I have the calling to do that work. I feel, you know, deep in my soul, sometimes I try to run from it, because Planno give me the job still, all honestly, truth spoken. I think I got that job through the Commissioner Mortimer Planno. You tell me. Huh?
That's why I asked.
Yeah, I got the job. You know, but sometimes, to be honest, through the fanatical mindset of some of them and the power struggle, the ego thing, it's difficult sometimes, you know. But I feel like the different leaders, because you know, you have the School of Vision, you have the Church of Haile Selassie, you have the Bobo Shanti, you have the 12 Tribe, you have the Nyabingi House. I have some more mansions. I see now, even in South Africa, I see different mansions. But I think we have to come together, and if you truly and love His Majesty, we have to come and just all the different dogma doctrine, we have to just put them aside and come together. You see, the Rastafari movement come like this. You ever watch a cartoon named Transformers? You see, if we do the individually, we can't do nothing. But say, if we come together, because to me, my quest for knowledge and my study in the Rastafari movement has took me to every mansion. Because some people think me a Bobo Shanti, some people think me a 12 Tribe, some people think me Orthodox, some people think all kind of things. Because they see me everywhere. You understand? Because I'm amongst all mansions, I'm a study with all mansions. So, me feel like now, if we did Haile Selassie, we did His Majesty, we have to come together and just represent to His Majesty to the best of our ability and put away some of the nickel dogmas and philosophies that we create and just did Haile Selassie the first, or represent. You know, the way him set the blueprint or the black print for the community. His Majesty, I've set it to us, it's our time now to come together so we can fix the whole world. Because really and truly, in the pandemic, even recently, the people look for Rastafari for leadership, you know. But because we splintered and we're all over the place, because the people lose out for the world leaders and the governments, you know, a Rastafari, as the song sing, Rastafari alone can lead the people. So, you know, we have to just come together. But you see that coming together now, too much ego thing, you know. You know what I talk about, but it's possible. It's possible. It's possible with love and we have understanding and we cooperate. We have to come together, you know, the different mantra. I say you have Dermot Fagan, you have different leaders, you have who represent for the Bobo Shanti, you have the overseer for the 12 tribe, you have Abuna Fox, son now around the Church of Selassie. All of them, I know all of them. So I think me have to try to organize a meeting now.
Yeah.
I will sit down and talk.
And through music too, you can also help with the fanaticism, you know, by just placing more emphasis on fact and what, you know, what's not true through music.
Yes, so some songs are coming out with, you know.
Trod
Yes.
with Mortimer and you've been studying, you know, so it's just by just laying out the facts from the fiction through music. I think that.
Yeah, man, that's the greatest tool we have now, so you can reach a vast and far and wide, you know. Yeah, so it's true. But we have to come together as a nation.
As a master of live performance, can you give advice to young artists so they can improve their performance?
We still a master of the craft. We still a master. Like every day we grow and we get better and better what we do. And we watch every artist. Well, advice I give you, watch every artist perform. Not just reggae artists. If you're a reggae artist, you can watch the dancehall artists, you can watch the R&B, because I love James Brown, watch Michael Jackson, watch Elvis Presley, watch all of the greats, Lauryn Hill, watch different genres that all them perform. And I think if you watch them, you can learn something from everybody. So it will help you when you perform and how you relate to your audience and how you create a set, you know what I mean? So I like to tell them, always be open-minded, always be open-minded. You can learn something from a fan. A fan might tell you something, so you never do this, or you never do that, you learn, you know? Yeah, so I just start me, I have to tell them. It's a ring on my head, saying, you know, we have to come together. I'm up on camera, I tell you right now, I appeal to the Rastafari nation. We appeal to the Rastafari community in Jamaica, outside of Jamaica, in Africa. The Rastafari nation is all over the world. And you have even people of different nations embrace Rastafari. And so His Majesty, God Almighty, so you can't run from that. Even though we know that the whole Rastafari movement come out of struggle with the black people, but His Majesty, you see, the difference between Majesty and Marcus Garvey, you ever think about that? Marcus Garvey was a black prophet from the black nation. His Majesty was from the black people still, but at the same time, was everyone, that's why I could say until philosophy, you know what I mean? When you read Marcus Garvey's philosophy and opinion, he talk about keeping the information amongst yourself. But when you read His Majesty's speeches and autobiography, he kind of depend on a wider scale for humanity. If you notice, he go everywhere. At the most, when I say traveled, Ethiopian emperor, or maybe most pictured head state in the history of our time. You know, so we have to come together and Rastafari people for the folk. You have Rastafari from India, you have Rastafari in Europe, you have Rastafari all over the Caribbean, you have Rastafari everywhere, you know, and we're just Rastafari people because sometimes even in Jamaica, true know say it spring from here, we as a Jamaican races them sometimes want to use an ego trip sometimes on the different races from Trinidad or from Barbados, but all of we are Rasta people, all of we have the struggle, all of we identify as His Majesty. So why we can't come together and live good and just do the right thing? You know, Rastafari man who grew up in Trinidad maybe have a different culture. He meet him roti or whatever, he grew up a different custom, we grew up different in Jamaica. But we can bypass them simple, petty prejudice there. His man have a speech, I have a love quote from His Majesty as a Rasta man. Let us overcome our petty differences in the quest of royal gold. So you see petty thing, whether the flag there top or the flag there bottom, or certain like petty things that we see we major in some minor stuff, stop it. You understand? Let's do the right thing. Let's unite. As Bob Marley said, unite for the benefit of our children. You understand? So do the right thing. It's Majesty teachings that will compass it, that will guide. So we can move forward and do the right thing on earth and creation, you know? Definitely. Why we don't know another way, you know? Okay, a joke. My mother said when me born, the doctors from the hospital said we had the nice, most lovingest baby. So I think I just we come out of my mother home that way. And you see, I'm gonna say, you surround yourself with good people, the right people, and maybe somewhere in bed. I say, I don't know, cause everywhere. Sometimes I go someplace now where people ask me I'm Jamaican because the mentality of the Jamaican artists them different. I'm say, I just stay. But know it's modesty. And if you try to walk in them footstep, if you try to walk in them footstep, just very nice, you're compassionate. We don't know what to say. What you tell me now? What you have to say? We don't know. We just. Imitate what?
Tell us something.
What was
Tell
that?
us something. We can't be just perfect. Tell us something.
I want to tell you something. Why be so simple and what you want? Ask me a question. Yeah.
Right? You seem so perfect.
We're not perfect, because I'm a serious youth.
Exactly.
Me want between me, I
Being having to first of all, trying to follow Sizzla every day. So you have to be trying to be this perfect person.
yeah, but
Challenges.
the thing about it, I read a book called The Master and the Art of War. Bushman gave me the book when they were on tour 2003, I think 2003 over Europe. And for the tour, I read the book over and over. And he said when you can defeat the enemy without using any force, you master the art of war. And me that tell people who watch the interview, if you can use simplicity and love and compassion and forgiveness, people might say fool or soft, but me have a different side of me well. I feel like me one of the most serious artists, like in terms of person, I'm very bit of cross youth, but at the same time, when you know the right thing, and when you master, like what Imhotep is a trained personnel over this, right? But it seems simple and easy, but because we know that in this time, you can't use aggression or brute force to defeat the enemy or defeat the Babylonian system. Remember they met guns and war. His Majesty, watch this, 1935. 1941. People say His Majesty a coward liar. Even Marcus Garvey said that. But His Majesty a show say you can't use force. When the Italian them come in Ethiopia, remember in 1896 the Battle of Adwa with Mel II. The Ethiopians them defeat them terribly. But the Italians go back and make some gas bomb and this and that because them have, you understand? Because Ethiopian country and we as people, like myself, you ask me still stick to the question. Me now go study and buy a beer gun and pull up in my car, pull up my house. That's not my thing. You understand? Because if me buy the guns and thing, one to the people who manufacture them and make them. You understand? So me can't use aggression or ignorance or arrogance to defeat the enemy. You have to use simplicity and intelligence. You know? Like what Marcus Garvey said, the man who have intelligence rule the world. So His Majesty in 1935, I think that type of example is going on the League of Nations and just use words, two-edged sword, and do it and use simplicity and get the compassion of the nations all over the world. People from America want to come fight war for him, everybody want to help him without even lift a straw. You understand? So I think from this that humility there, I learned that. And I tell you, so when I grow up reading the scripture, you know, you read the teachings of Jesus Christus, I see the type of person that he is, and his majesty the same way. So those are the things that keep me grounded.
So I
don't know if that's what I'm tell you still.
No, your answers were perfect.
I
just wanted to get it
something.
more out
Sometimes
because people will look and say,
people trouble me, you know. People say, you're a warrior king if you have two guns in your waist or two sides or 50 man around you. I say that can't defeat the enemy. I see that with entertainment. I see Rasta artists have that. And the same Rasta artists will have 50 man around them. When the Rasta artist not there, them talk the worst thing about the Rasta artists. And none of them are really genuine. We can tell that. We're not going to call a name. You understand? So me say, no, me is like David, still, this man is sitting on them garden and say, with faith, courage, and a just cause. He never say aggression. He say with faith, courage, and if you use the fruits of righteousness, where you know, faith, courage, like kindness, you name them, you know, forgiveness, all them things that we use and defeat the enemy. You understand? I'm not want to hurt you, and because the humility and the spirit you go with him will change your mind. You know, and then when I see His Majesty function, look, Mussolini get hung upside down with his family in Italy. Because when His Majesty go to Ethiopia in 1941, and he get back control of his country, 41, the 5th of May, to be exact. 5 years exactly. You understand? He never say, yo, kill every one of them Italian there. Kill every one of them. Murder them boy. No. He say, who want to stay, can stay and help build back Ethiopia. Who want to go home. So when them go back home and when them go back home and tell the people the type of man that is Imperial Majesty, they have to hang the man upside down. His Majesty never have to tell him to do that. By living an exemplary life and doing the right thing, you can move mountains. Faith, courage, and a just cause. We fight if necessary. Yeah. Because I'm not lamb to be slaughtered still. Make a boy disrespect my mother and my wife or so. You understand? A different thing, but if we not reach a state where we have to fight physically, if we can use other alternative, we can solve the problem easily without shed of blood. I mean, you know numerous stories with people when these man get the throne. People come and mismanage use psychology with the whole of the enemy army and them come from film side. You don't have to use a force. You understand? Just use intelligence. So that me use and go around, you know. Let me say, no real man can live without a woman, you know. And when you see me on stage, you see me call up my wife. So we not go up on stage and say, them man are born the batty man, them are born the sodomite, them. We just show them, say, you're going to see the family thing, and that me I deal with. And I sum out there. Anybody who love Warrior King knows say family, so love your family too. And that way, we're fruitful and multiply, and we're going to keep the thing intact with the right moral values and things. You know, we're going to shoot them and chop them and this. Use intelligence and have my children around me, have my wife around me, because my wife and my manager too. You understand? And people see that exemplary life, and you don't kill them. You kill them just the same. I want to tell you, say, you kill them more than promote them. Because that's the next thing we do as artists, to reggae artists, to promote the reggae too much. And we set the example, family of the thing. A family thing you believe in, start show the solution and stop dwelling on the problems. You know, so that we do. That we do. Yeah, you see, you have a problem with them type of people there, show them the right way to do it then. Every time you see me, I'm a queen and wife. All I tell General, 90% of the time, people might say, warrior, me mash up any stage, some man have 50 man and carry man with clappers, and me go there without my wife alone, and me mash up the same show. And the same man with the man with them carry clappers, same man with bust clappers to me same way. And me just go to my wife alone. So we have to use different strategies, you can't use force. And I say His Majesty, lay the blueprint, the black print, the League of Nations, you have other ways. Marcus Garvey maybe the one His Majesty just go all out war and war. What that would I do? And more war and war and war. People take revenge and more war. You know, what must I go back and tell my people? You know, His Majesty, what must I go back and tell my people? You deal with unjustly. That way him say alone, touch any God-fearing person. You understand? Whether you're a Christian, whether Western Christianity embrace or Eastern Christianity or whatever, that touch any person's heart and them have to just do the right thing. Conscience. We say Mussolini get upside down and upside down. You know the facts. Just like that. Who wants to stay in Ethiopia? I will build back Ethiopia. Who want to go back home? No problem. No make no harm come to them. And yes, as from this day, don't do what the enemies do unto others like them do unto you. Don't do unto the enemies what they have done to us. That type of direction there. If the Rastafari nation follow the example of His Majesty, we're the light of the world. And we start moving as such, we're supposed to start moving as such. I don't know my sound. But you see, because of the speeches them, I'm reading my book and the Bible, you know, because we still not discard the Bible, no matter what. Because anything where His Majesty defend, I defend. 100%. You know, the Rasta man and woman have to rally around the Ethiopian church same way. Because they're the only African church. And you know, they might talk about Christianity come from Europe and thing and nothing go so. It's an imitation. Christianity in Africa long before they in Greece and Italy and all them, Rome and all them places there. You know, people use the term about fermentos. You know the two, you read this, you know the story? But the two brother them, you know the story? The Orthodox story? The two brethren them wash off the shore through the ships them and wreck and then become the first. No, them learn at Ethiopia. You know about it, Ashantua? They came and they were taught by Ethiopians, wrong or right? You understand? They were taught by Ethiopians, even though they become bishop because they were very disciplined, not because of a different nation. People from outside coming to the Rastafari nation, and me see them live upright. Me see them have discipline more than even some people born and grow in Jamaica. You understand?
Yeah.
So when you have to just so the thing go. Every nation shall bow to His Majesty. We have to just accept that as the reality. We know you have CIA and all kind of people come in disguise, wolf in a sheep clothing. Yeah. But who job bless someone curse them, come with them and do. I say if them get rid of me, them get rid of Bob Marley, 20 more go rise. They get rid of Warrior King, they get rid of that man, they get rid of that woman there, 20 more go rise. Them can't stop the road, them can't derail nothing. You understand? I just love and humility. You see, have a song about simplicity. Every time you sing that song, you come like a meme, sing it like a me. You see that song what Sizzla sing? Every time you hear that song, it's like a meme I sing about. Because me do that. A simplicity I use and survive. And people wonder, oh, we go market, we do everything like normal people. We go market every Sunday out a new market. You understand? We go supermarket, we do everything like a normal person. The only time we go up on a Warrior King face, I will go up on stage. I maybe up on an interview, but I still be myself. But we go up on stage, that spirit they just transforming on me and we do things, but we don't live like a normal person. Because I'm not better than the people, and the people are not better than me. We're equal. Because every human being created equal in the sight of the Most High. You understand? Yeah, so I say, big up all the forefathers and mothers who set it. So them set the foundation. I know the Rasta man from a long time. Me watch, I say my quest carry to Mortimer Planno, he carry me to Jalad. Most of the founding fathers them who was alive when me I come up in the trod, I had the pleasure of sitting down with them. And me got every mansion in the Rastafari house and me study every mansion. So I know all of the strengths and the weaknesses of the different mansions. But me take the strengths and build myself. You understand? So me say if the Rastafari nation should come together with all the different strengths. Because the 12 tribe, them tell you about the Monte Ban and them tell you if you study the Bible, a chapter a day. Even Marcus Garvey say if you study a chapter a day, one from the Old Testament and the New Testament. You know that, right? Mm-hmm. You know that, right? And still some man will love Marcus Garvey, disregard the book. Me not gonna do that still. But still, when some of the brethren them reason still, I understand where them come from. You understand? But if you also follow His Majesty's speeches, it will lead you right back to them thing. The Marcus Garvey, the greatest black prophet who ever walked the earth. Him say read it, study the Bible chapter a day, chapter 1 from the Old and the New Testament. And we do that. You understand?
Finished the last question a while ago. But what I've noticed that your journey is very similar to Bob Marley.
Yeah, like,
in the essence, your musical journey and your influences.
Bob Marley come to me in a vision the other night.
Don't take it.
But they're San Francisco. I got through management thing like Bob Marley. I read Dan Taylor book. I'm reading watching story. Enough things I see me never been come on. Bob Marley come to me. But maybe about last year, I have a vision. Can I get enough visions, you know? He come to me. I go and show that. He look like me there from San Francisco. And when I go to show, like, I reach one long line. And I said, come wipe the planet. And I said, yo, so much people come to see me. But when we look in the line, what do you think in the line? Bob Marley in the line. You ever see a video where a sweater like a tall sweater like him there in England or something? You know the video we do with little kids them? Yeah. I want love at that video there? Him dressed up in that. And then by the time we park the car, I go in the venue. I'm going to back my stage. And Bob Marley sit on the side. Like, he look like a basketball court, but he sit down close to the stage and say, yo, you're time, you know. Yo, you have a carry the work, you know. Yeah, I'm notice a lot of people link with Bob Marley always call me like Alan Skill Cole, them link close with me. You understand?
Honestly working, that's what I say. Like I said, the baton been turned on to you and I understand why you live such a humble life. Yeah. And that's what keeps you so balanced. Yeah. And how you can deal with the industry. It's
not easy, you know.
But the baton is in your hand right now to get that message to the four corners of the earth.
Yes. Yes.
And to really like, everybody's focused right now on the first or the this and forgetting the mission. I think that's the noise. So,
no, we're not watching nice, man. Yeah. We're not watching nice. You know, because that's the duty of the code to make nice. I see most of the powerful things happen in silence, you know. I see you did farming too. That's the next aspect of me what people don't know. I go up, I say my father's a farmer, so I go up in a farming. So when you plant a seed, it come out in a silence. When you understand everything, most of the when a woman conceive a youth, everything happen in a silence. So most of the greatest thing them. I say, you understand me? You know, maybe not talk that part there, you know. But like the whole process, the whole journey, the 9 months or whatever, A silence are most of the most powerful things. Somebody just move humble. And you see, one of the most things I think keep me humble because I know say, you see the gift of me have a music, it can be taken away from me just like that. Watch Tiger, had some love, but we see me now by accident and every whole life change. So me can, sorry that happened to him still, but that's an example. So me say, we can be here today and gone tomorrow. We can have the sweetest voice today and tomorrow. We can have a single note. You see Freddie McGregor with a stroke recently. Every time watching him on the performance, white water come in my eye. Because me know Freddie for years and Freddie's a man always tell me say me go great. You understand? I mean, admire him so much and then I see him get a stroke. If I watch a program now, I'm family, I say this, love goes out, man. Them man, they're icon, So Bob Marley, Rita Marley, my wife become a manager, so enough things we see come on. My wife really do enough for the production behind the scene, enough people know. Enough for the song we record right now in my house and share, take the vocal them before we will send it out, We go through nothing like Bob in terms of discrepancies with business, VP records. But I must say, how we do things, everybody come to play a part, and then I'll play a part to make the thing happen to what it's supposed to happen, So yeah, Warrior King there. Yeah, we do Rebel Salute a couple years ago, and I read it this year by name of Rastafari was there. Big fan of mine, I never know till that time. I say, yo, I love your music, I love you, man. I sing some songs, and they say, I love to carry me go the Juneteenth festival in a Buffalo. Love carry me go to Buffalo, I say, yeah, that's nice. Me a Bob Marley, I say Buffalo soldier. So I love to go there. We go there and I perform. I think I sing a song called Ain't Giving Up, and then when I sing the song, I see a long entourage of people come, like diplomatic people. I say, yeah, that's so much type of people. I say, but because my type of music I sing, a lot of intelligent people come to my concerts, like all different, black, white, grassroots, poor, rich, everybody come to my concert. And I see them coming, but I just never take it as nothing, but I see them coming. Because when you sing, you can't say everything, you sing. And then Rastafari said to come to me and touch me and say, the mayor of Buffalo is here, want to give a presentation. But me so caught up with a performance and I sing and I say, yeah, I soon come. Come when you're in our vibes, I say, yo, Ray. I'm gonna stop on him. The 17th, the 11th day of June, every year a Warrior King Day. We get the Warrior King Day, Buffalo, in New York. I live in Jamaica and never get not even a minute, much as a day. You understand? Obama said my favorite singer, in 2008 when he became president, he said Bob Marley, he asked him in an interview, which music, same like reggae music and hip hop. So when he reached a radio segment, he said Bob Marley, Warrior King, my favorite singer. Lewis Hamilton, the first black youth film, he said I'm favorite singer too from BBC. But I noticed the Jamaican media don't mention none of those things. I noticed it. I went for the clipping at TV and I see it and them tell me I can't get it for some reason. Up to now I can't get it. Because I tell you, I went there for the clipping and a lady which I don't know, which disclosed her name. And she told me to go buy a them little thing they used to do video upon, what you call them? The cassette. The cassette them? Back in the day, no. You know me at like yeah. So she said, go buy it. By the time he come back, she tell me, say, boy, from higher authorities, I can't get it. But I say, but I made the money, why I can't get it? And from that time, it's difficult to get the clipping with the Obama, but I saw it, so nobody can't tell me nothing. And we sell some people in the media in Jamaica with respect. They tell me, say, the next Warrior King. I'm surprised, but telling them who tell me that. But them think they re-register in my brain. But that's easy. He that humbleth himself shall be exalted, So I go through a lot of fight, people don't know, but I keep grounded,